Hello, this is Chris back with another session on making the letters to the bride journal. And last time we ended off making the inside spine with the pages, and I have glued that into the book. Remember, we sewed it to the piece of paper, and then I said we'd be gluing it down into the book. I put the glue into the channel, and then I set it down inside there and let the glue dry. But first, wait, because I made a huge mistake and I put it in upside down. But I was able to catch it before the glue was dry, so I gently took it off and turned it back around. So when you're making yours, try to be sure that you get it right side up. The pages in there, right side up. I also finished the front cover. I had shown you the layout of it, but had not glued it down yet. Well, it is glued down now, and it has a couple of envelopes tied with a ribbon, and then in back of that are some letters, or what looks like letters. And then down here, it says letters to the bride. Now I had done, you can also do one that has the letters to the bride, the lettering coming right out of the envelope. We just did a card that you can take out and you can write on, maybe write a little letter to the bride, or maybe just write Dear Chris, or whatever the bride's name is, or whatever occasion it is also. Okay, so we talked about, I didn't talk about putting corners on here, but I did put these metal corners on the book, and I put 3 of them on because I wanted to show you guys how to make them. They're the ones that I used, they're from Tim Holtz, and you can get them at Hobby Lobby, and I'm pretty sure probably Joann's and Michael's may have them as well. But anyway, they come in a package of, I believe, enough for 4 books, and they're fairly wide. They of course will fit on like a paper book, but this cardboard on this book was not too thick, so I tried them on there, of course, before I glued them down. And they worked, so I went ahead and glued them down. So I saved the last one so we could do it together. What it is it looks like this. It's like a little corner. And it has 2 metal, they're made out of metal, very thin metal, bendable. And on the back it has like a slot. And what they do is they fit over the corner of the page like so, and then they bend back. You can see how it looks on let me show you this one. That's the back. Okay, so I use my Fabri-Tac glue for this because it's a little bit more heavy duty, and I put it on the inside, put a little bit on, not too much towards the edges because you don't want it to ooze out too much. And then I also put it on this little back part. Trying not to get too much on there. And the Fabri-Tac is forgiving. It gives you a few moments to set up. Actually, that's what saved me on putting the pages in the wrong way. The glue had not set up yet. Okay, and then you want to turn it around to the front where the corner is going to go on, and slide it on there so you get it the way you want it. Then kind of bend it just a little bit while you have it on the front. Okay, to make sure it fits. You're not going to be able to bend it all the way with your hands. Okay, and then you turn it back. And you can take a little pliers and gently move it down and squash it down there a little bit. You probably see a little glue leaking out. Okay. And then, of course, you wait till it sets. Get a paper towel and dab off any extra glue you might have on there. And on the front also check for any extra glue. It's best to get it off now before it dries. Make sure it's on there snug. Okay, so now we have all four corners. This is the back of the book. And this is the front of the book. Okay, so we have our... I haven't decided yet if I'm going to put a closure on this book. I had kind of wanted to put an eyelet on here and here, but I think this is too thick to go through, and I don't want to take a chance of ruining the paper part of here, the cover. So I may do an eyelet on the inside of the book, like an eyelet here and an eyelet here, so that if it gets too chunky and full of items like letters and photos and stuff, then you can at least like tie it together and tie it down, and then the cover will fit over it. You know, it might kind of not be too big and gaping, but that might help it. I'm going to see how we go here and try to plan from there if I'm going to put those eyelets in there or not. Okay, so we're going to decorate the book. I had found some pages that I printed off of vintage photos, and I was going to put some pearls down the side here, but then I decided, no, I think I'd had enough. You know, sometimes you can put too much on a journal cover, and you know, you just have to know when to say, okay, that's enough. And so that's what I did on this one. I said that's enough. I think with these corners that really added to it, and kind of put some of the decoration over here out on the outside of the book. So I'm satisfied with that. But like I said, I printed out some pictures of some brides. Now I thought that I would use these in the book, and I am going to. However, I don't want to put them in there permanently, so I might use them like say on a tag or something. So I'm going to try that. See how that goes. Hope you're all doing well today. Okay. I'm gonna see here. This photograph is a little bit light, but I think it'll be okay if it's not like as a major focal point or anything. There's a real tiny one of a bride that's kind of cool. I might just tear that and probably not use that on this one, but I can always just save it and use it on another one. Or I may use it on this one, I don't know. I probably won't put too much ephemera in this journal, except for some pockets where the person that's making the journal for the bride can tuck letters and memorabilia in the pockets. You can also make this, and I made one for my niece, in an altered journal, an altered book, which is where you leave the pages in the book, the pages that came with the book. And I did hers with an antique book that was a book of sayings. I think it was from 1916 or something like that. Anyway, it was a book of different sayings, and it was really cool. And what I did was I glued the two pages together, and then I'd rip out like 5 or 6 pages, then glue two or three together, then rip out 5 or 6. And this was using the real book pages. and that turned out really nice also. So that's another idea. You can also use cardstock paper for the cover, either a cover that you make, or you can maybe make a fabric cover. It just depends on what you want to use and what method you want to go with. Okay, let's see about making some pockets for this journal. I'm gonna see what I have as far as lace. I do want to put some lace in this journal. Okay. I have this, which is kind of like this ribbon. So if you wanted to, if this was not to your liking as far as being pretty or look good, in this case I think this looks fine, it looks good, but if it wasn't, and you could add some fabric ribbon to that side, and that would be very nice. But I think I'll skip that and just do a pocket. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see if I have any lace that will fit. Let me get more in frame here. That will fit across here for a pocket. That's what I'm looking for now. There we go. I think this will work. I like this. And I might also put this in the back as well. Okay, so here's what I did. I took some of this lace off and used it. So I'm gonna cut this. This is ribbon that has a fabric ribbon with lace across it. It has wire in it. I'm going to take the wire out and I'll show you very simply how to do that. Okay, let me cut a piece that I need here. Trim it up a minute. Get it trimmed a bit here so it's straight. At least straighter than I had it. Okay, and I'm also going to cut another piece. The other side. For the other side, for the back of the journal, so that they kind of match. Okay, if you wanted to, you could probably put in this pocket that you're having up front, you could probably put the actual letter that you sent to everyone, describing what you asked them to send you. That would be kind of cool. That way the recipient of the book could see, you know, what the letter said that you sent out to everyone. I'm gonna clip this. And I will use fabric tack for this. First of all, to get the ribbon or to get the wire out, you just have to kind of gather it up and then pull it out. I have used this wire for things, so I have some saved. I don't need to really save anymore, but it's a very nice thin wire to bead on, or you know, do whatever you want. I've even used it in masks to make face masks. the part that goes over the nose. But I don't need those now, so I got plenty. So just kind of ruffle it up until you get the wire, and then pull it out. And this goes for any kind of wire ribbon that you want the wire out of. It lays flatter in a journal is the reason you would probably want to take it out. And of course it doesn't weigh as much. Okay, so this is going to be, I am going to use the fabric glue for this, since it's fabric rather than paper. If it was paper, I would use the art glitter glue. It's going to run a really thin bead of this around, of course leaving the top open. My friend whose daughter is getting married had to rearrange her wedding, of course, at the last minute. Her fiance, the only time he could get off, he's in school, nursing school, and so the only time he could get off was the time where they arranged for the wedding to be. And at the time they arranged it, of course, the pandemic, it was not known, whether or not they would be able to have it. They are going to still hold it, but they'll have to drop down to their numbers quite a bit. So we're going to just watch it on, my friends and I are just going to watch it on video. So that'll be nice. Yay, thanks to Zoom and all that today, we get to at least see what's going on. Okay, so that pocket will work pretty well. Now I put a piece of paper in here just to use as an example. And that could be the letter that goes to the bride, so she can tell what the letter that everyone got. Also, this is kind of fun. And this is some children's writing paper. Remember when you learned how to write? And you had this kind of large lined paper. If you have any of this might be good for a child to write a letter to the bride on. Let's go ahead and put that in this pocket here for now. I'm going to turn back and put this other pocket on the back. See how I'm doing on time. And just do the same thing on this one. I already took the wires out. Another good reason for taking the wires out is that they could, someone who didn't know they were there, they could prick their hand on them or something, and that might be kind of, if they did it in the right spot, it might be kind of like a needle. So that would be a safety issue. Okay. Press that down. Now here's a spot that you can also put maybe photos on the back here. Okay, there's a couple pockets. This one, like I said, it has a fold-up pocket already. This you could put on, somebody's letter. You can, you can use anything that you use in a regular journal. You could use here. What I did on mine was I determined the number of people that I got letters from, and then I decided how many pages each person would have, if there was just room for one, or if they could do, I could do a whole spread with their stuff. And it depended on what they sent me too. Some of them sent just a letter. Well, then I would just probably just use the one page for the letter. Whereas if they sent photos and other things, then I could use two pages. And you could also do stencils in here. I'll put that little photo of the bride dress there. It's kind of a vintage bridal dress. That would look kind of nice there. I did have, let me show you this. I made some tags. We could use tags. And I did save some, and as you're making a journal, a lot of times do this, save the scraps of the journal so that they match. Maybe like you could make a pocket out of this one across from here. Here's this paper here that I saved the piece from. But it would also, it also goes with this one, so you can make a pocket there. Or a journaling card, which this could probably be a journaling card. With the journaling card, maybe if you have someone that's close enough to you in proximity, and they're struggling with an idea, maybe you could give them one of these just to write their note on, and then you could tuck it into a pocket. so that you can make a couple of those ahead of time. Excuse me. You can also put lace on a page. I'm going to cut this lace off here. I need to get some wider lace that's straight and not this ruffled stuff. Because this ruffled stuff is fine to cut it down, but it just takes forever. Good place to get lace is either at Joann's when it's on sale, or a lot of times Hobby Lobby has it on sale. So that's a good spot to get it. Okay, now if you put lace like on the side of a page like this, instead of having it right in there, you can let it kind of hang over the side so that it can peek out of the journal, like so. I think I'll do that. And I'm going to put the fabric tack on the side. Put that back on there. Okay. I'm going to blot that with my towel. It will come through those little places on the lace, so that's why I'm kind of blotting it to get up that excess. Hello, I'm back. I don't know when I ran out of time, but starting back up again. I put the lace on the side here so that it hangs over the edge a bit. And you can do that on several pages. That looks very pretty. I was going to look for this to make a pocket out of. I think I will. Just going to hand cut this. Hopefully I can eyeball it right. Otherwise you can also measure it. Okay, I got it a little bit straighten it up a little bit. There we go. Okay. And that's just a little bit too big, so I'm gonna put it down the side here. Okay, that's good. You can also use photo corners when you're making your, now I'm just going to use my regular glitter glue this time, if I can find it. Where'd you go? Oh, here it is. I forgot to put the lid on it last time I used it, so I might have to. Oh, I didn't have to poke it through. It came out okay. I cleaned it out pretty good earlier, so maybe that helped. Oh, I should do a little notch in here. You can put a little notch in the top of your pocket so that you can have a little thumb hole. And this I don't measure either, I just kind of eyeball it. Okay. So, and if you wanted to, you could put, since we have a little bit of this lace left, you could put a piece of this lace. Let me cut it off again, since it's ruffled. Cut it off. And put a little bit of lace maybe on the bottom of here, like that. Even it up just a tad. Decide where to put my glue. It's right along the bottom. Move this up so you can see it. And this one would stick down a little bit, down outside of the page a bit, which is fun also. I wonder if this is big enough to do. No, I was going to do a two-tiered ruffle, but it's not big enough. Okay, so that's a pretty page that we decorated. What I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up this video soon, and then what I'll do is do one last video of a flip through of the entire book. But we still have a few minutes here to do some more things for this one, maybe some more pockets. See what else I have. What I do usually before I start a journal is I keep a pile of stuff that I'm going to use that I may need for ideas for that journal. Like this, I just save some cutoffs and some journaling cards and so on. Like this would be a nice one to use. You know, maybe in this. We'll do that. We'll use that in that pocket. Like I said, I'm trying to keep this kind of plain so that I can, so whoever gets this journal will be able to, this journal will be for sale afterwards also. But whoever gets this journal will be able to add their own things to it. Okay, get some. And on this green. And this green is plain enough that with a dark pen, you should be able to write on this. So we put that in there. Here's a nice tag we can use. The tags, you can paper clip those to the side. Probably not on this one, because remember I said this one might be a nice one to use, at least one side of it, to put photographs in. Maybe if somebody sends you, 4 or 5 photographs, that you can, I'll reduce them down. And I think I'm running out of battery here, so I might wrap this video up. Let's see how this will go on here. Yeah, I like that on there. Okay, and here's another. That's like a strip that I made from the paper that had the frames on it, and I thought that would look nice going down the page. So I'm gonna do that. Glue that down the page. Okay, and let's see what else I got here. I have another one of these. I have an envelope somewhere that I made. Where is that envelope? Oh, here's a nice journal card from the. As a matter of fact, it's from this paper. So maybe I can make a pocket on here and put this in a pocket. And what you can do as you're filling your journal is you can take these things out and put your letters that you receive from people inside the pockets, and either keep these and maybe put it in the back for more writing, or move them around, or do whatever you feels right. That's why I'm kind of trying to keep mostly things that are just pockets where you can place things, rather than actually gluing anything down into the journal, because that will be your job when you get your journal finished, is to glue down things into it. Okay, maybe I will put this here instead. Okay. So I have my work cut out for me. Before the next video, I'm going to go ahead and finish putting the finishing touches on here, and then our next video will be a flip through of the journal. Thank you for joining me today. I wish you peace of mind.